Hello, welcome to Glorious English. Are you learning English? Great, let's learn English with an interesting story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get started.
10 years ago, I was living in a small town. I was only 18 years old. I was young and naive. There was a boy in town. His name was Philip. Philip was handsome. Many girls admired him. I liked him too. At that time, Philip was 23 years old. He was older than me. But I didn't care. I loved him. He seemed kind and good. But people said bad things about him. My mother said, "Philip is not a good boy. Stay away from him." My aunt said, "He's trouble." But I didn't listen. I loved him so much. One Saturday night, there was a dance party in our town. My friends and I wanted to go. My mother didn't want me to go. She said, "It's not safe." But I begged her, "Please, Mom, I'll stay with my friends." She agreed. But she was worried. At first, there weren't many people at the party. Little by little, more people arrived. Philip also came. He looked at me and smiled. My heart beat fast. Philip asked me to dance. I was very happy. We danced together. During the slow songs, he held my hand. During the breaks, we talked. He made me laugh. And when the party ended, Philip said, "Let's go for a ride." I was excited. I said, "Okay." Philip had a nice car. Everyone in town knew him. We drove through the town. It was quiet and dark. The stars were shining. I felt happy. But then Philip drove to a secluded place. There were no lights. There were no people. Philip stopped the car. He looked at me. He moved closer. He tried to kiss me. I said, "No, Philip. I want to go home." But Philip didn't listen. He grabbed my hand. He touched me. I pushed him away. "Stop. Philip!" I screamed. But he got angry. He said, "You're boring." He opened the car door and pushed me out. I was alone. It was dark and cold. I was scared. My house was far away. I started walking. My feet hurt. My shoes were not good for walking. I walked 3 kilometers in the dark. When I got home, I was exhausted. My feet had blisters. I sat on my bed and cried. I was heartbroken. I had loved Philip. But he didn't care. The next day, I told my friends. They said, "Philip is always like this. He did the same to us." I asked. Why didn't you warn me? They said. Everyone knows. We thought you knew too. That night, I learned an important lesson. I became stronger. I stopped thinking about Philip. 2 years later, I moved to the city. I worked hard. I built a good life. Now, I am 28 years old. I am married. I am happy. I am expecting my first child. Philip is not the same anymore. My friends told me he drinks a lot. He had 2 failed marriages. His wives left him. I feel lucky. My life is good. I believe everything happens for a reason. Sometimes I think about that night. It was difficult, but it made me stronger. When I was 20 years old, I lived in the city. I worked in a small bookstore. Every day, I walked to work. I liked my job. I loved the smell of books. I loved talking to people. One day, it started to rain. I didn't have an umbrella. I stood under a tree, waiting for the rain to stop. Suddenly, a man approached me. He had a big red umbrella. He asked, "Do you need help?" I looked at him. He was tall and kind-looking. He smiled. I nodded. I said, "Yes. Thank you." He walked with me to the bookstore. His name was Richard. He worked in an office nearby. "Can I see you again?" he asked before leaving. I smiled and said, "Maybe." The next day, Richard came to the bookstore. He bought a book. Then, the next day, he bought another one. Soon, he started coming every day. We talked about books, movies, and life. Richard was funny. He made me laugh. Little by little, I started to have feelings for him. One day, he asked me, "Do you want to go for coffee?" I said yes. We went to a small cafe near the bookstore. It was a cozy place. Richard told me about his family. He had a younger sister. He loved her very much. He wanted to travel the world. He had big dreams. I also told him about my family. I was an only child. My parents lived far away. Sometimes I missed them. We started seeing each other more often. We went to the park, the movies, and the museum. I was happy. But one day, Richard stopped coming to the bookstore. I waited for him. A week passed. Then too, I felt sad. Where is he? I asked myself. I wanted to call him, but I didn't have his number. One afternoon, it started raining again. I walked home feeling lonely. Suddenly, I saw a red umbrella. It was Richard. He was waiting outside my building. My heart jumped. "Where have you been?" I asked. He said, "I'm sorry. I had to visit my sister. She was sick." I smiled. I said, "I'm glad you're back." Richard held the umbrella over me. He said, "Let's go for a walk." We walked in the rain. The streets were shiny and wet. The city lights were bright. Inside, I felt warm and happy. After that, we spent more time together. Richard made me believe in love. He was kind and patient. Years passed. Now, I am 30 years old. Richard and I are married. We live in a small house with a garden. Sometimes, when it rains, we take our red umbrella and go for a walk. I think about the day we met. Life is full of surprises. Sometimes, a small thing, like an umbrella, can change everything. Thank you for watching and spending this time with me today.